All right. Good morning, everybody. I know we have a couple people still logging in, but I'm going to go ahead and get us started while they get logged in and their audio up and running. So we are here today to talk about Offer Manager by Showing Time. And the reason we are here and starting to do these sessions is because I want to really make sure that you guys are always updated and in the loop on any type of company initiative, whether it's a home sale product or initiative that we have decided to implement or something implemented by one of our technology vendors that is already out there in the marketplace. So this is kind of your opportunity to get up to speed on all things Offer Manager, get a comfort level with it, understand what's happening, and be totally in the loop before we start agent training, which is going to be later this afternoon. So Showing Time Plus is basically an umbrella company that houses Showing Center, houses Dotloop, and one of the new features that they've rolled out is a feature called Offer Manager that Sarah is going to talk to you guys about today. Offer Manager is active out in our marketplaces at this time. So you and your agents may have already started to see on co-broke listings in the MLS the ability to schedule a showing and then submit an offer through Offer Manager. It is not currently turned on for our listings. So the way that it can be used as of today is our buyer agents have the ability to use Offer Manager on co-broke listings to submit their offers, but they are not currently able to receive them on their listings. We wanted to pump the brakes a little bit, make sure you guys are comfortable with how it works, make sure the agents have the ability to get trained and understand how it works before we create the ability to turn that on. It will get turned on at the company level on July 5th. And then I will send out a communication to let everybody know it's currently turned on. When it gets turned on at the company level, it will be defaulted to off for our agents. So if there's an agent in your office who's hiding under a rock, missed all of these emails and communications, they're not all of a sudden going to get offers that they aren't expecting through Offer Manager in their Showing Time account and not be ready to handle that and maneuver those offers. So if they do nothing, it's turned off for them. They will have the ability, once we turn it on at the company level, to turn it on for a specific listing or default it to on in their account so that it's on for every single listing. Our recommendation following the training this afternoon is that they go in and turn it on for a single listing to get comfortable with it, play around with it, see what it looks like when offers start to come in, and build a comfort level before they just turn it on for everything and then are starting to navigate multiple offers for a number of different active listings all at once. Any questions just with that initial getting you up to speed of where we got here, how we got here, where we are now, and where we're going before we have Sarah jump in with some training on Offer Manager to talk about what it is and how it works? Okay. Courtney's smile says I should keep going, but the rest of you feel free to unmute, use the chat box, let me know what you guys need as we go through it. So I have Sarah Hobbs with me today. We've had a long working relationship with Sarah as our Showing Time contact. We do have Greg, who we are also working with, but we have the pleasure of bringing Sarah back in the loop since he's currently on vacation. So Sarah, you're up.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Jen. Good morning, everyone. As Jen said, my name is Sarah Hobbs. I'm a senior customer success manager here at Showing Time. I'll be leading today's training in Greg's absence. And I wanted to thank everyone for taking time out of their busy day to participate in this session. My goal is to make sure that you become familiarized with Offer Manager, learn how it fits into your workflow, how to access offer managers, how to submit offers, and how to communicate with agents about their offers. And again, this is going to be more, I am going to be taking you through a lot of the slides that I'm going to show the agents, but I'll sort of point it out in the viewpoint from an administrator's view. So we'll go ahead and jump right into the agenda for our training. We'll talk about how offers are submitted today, the benefits of Offer Manager, the new offer submission process, we'll talk about what it looks like to receive new offers, the process of managing offers with Offer Manager. We'll discuss how to communicate offer details. Also, there's a really neat side-by-side comparison report for sellers. This is my favorite part of the Offer Manager platform, so I'll show you that. And then lastly, we'll cover how to set up Offer Manager defaults in the agent profiles. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is go through the current way that agents submit offers today. So this process starts with the buyer's agent scheduling their showings as they normally do. Hopefully they're using ShowingTime. Then the buyer's is ready to put an offer in, and the buyer's agent fills out all the purchase agreements, however they currently do. So I believe home sale agents currently use dotloop, so they'll just continue to do that as they always have, gather all the other necessary documents. Then next, typically the buyer's agent will email the offer over to the listing agent. So this is kind of one of those situations where if the buyer's agent doesn't hear back right away, they might start to worry. They might start to wonder, did they get the offer? Did it get stuck in spam? They may even call the listing agent and say, hey, did you get my offer? And then if they get voicemail, they're waiting for the listing agent to get back to them. So this part of the process can be stressful with all that back and forth communication that can sometimes happen with a typical offer workflow. So then once the offer is accepted, it's time to work through the contingency period to get through the inspections and appraisals and other closing processes. Then the best part, they get to close the deal. So with this workflow, we wanted to show you where Offer Manager fits into the process, which is right here, in the sending, receiving, managing, and communication around the offer. So we don't replace the e-sign or transaction management platform. We fit right into the middle to fill the communication gap that exists with today's typical offer submission process. Offer Manager resolves a lot of the pain points that exist for agents currently and eliminates that stressful back and forth communication and uncertainty. Are there any questions about where Offer Manager fits into the typical offer submission process?
While you guys are thinking of questions, I will also just chime in because this came up with our leadership training. Everything that's currently happening in dotloop will continue to happen. So they're still going to do their forms in dotloop, get client signatures, share the contract over to the listing agent to send the offer. This will kind of run parallel to dotloop because not every single agent and company out there uses dotloop. Right now, when our agent lists a property, sometimes they get offers into their listing loop. Sometimes the agents don't connect to the loops properly and they end up with extra loops. And as you guys know, sometimes they get them handed to them via email and all over the place. So this is hopefully creating the ability for them to funnel all their offers through Offer Manager, and then they can kind of take Offer Manager and cross-check to make sure everything that they should have in their loop is in their loop to go through all of the paperwork and process it that way. We would actually make the recommendation that when they're submitting their offers, they actually put a little note when they submit the offer through Offer Manager that all of the documents will also be shared via dotloop. So will kind of run parallel for now. The long-term beauty in this being under the ShowingTime Plus umbrella is that they are working on an integration down the road because it's all under the same technology company. Down the road, they are working on the ability for Offer Manager to connect to dotloop so that things actually get shared instead of having to feel like it's a couple extra steps. Sarah, anything you would add there?
No, that's great.
Okay. Any questions since I just took over your time to ask?
No. I don't have any questions. Does anybody else have questions?
Okay.
All right. All right. So now we're going to look at the different ways offers can be submitted with Offer Manager. So you'll be able to go in and put in offers on behalf of agents if that's something that you need to do. So the first way we're looking as shown here through the MLS, buyer's agents can click the submit an offer in the MLS on any listing that already has the schedule a showing icon. So as you can see here, if you just click that schedule a showing icon, And where you would normally click to schedule a showing, there's going to be a submit offer button as well. So what's nice about this is that Offer Manager is perfectly integrated with your showing, so it flows easily from having a showing to also submitting an offer. Offers can also be submitted through your ShowingTime account. So this will probably be the way that you would most likely be doing this, is going into your ShowingTime account, going to your offers tab and submitting an offer here. And also disclaimer, what you're looking at here is an agent point of view where it says my listings. For administrators, it's actually going to say our offers and our listings. So you're going to be able to manage the offers on all the listings that you currently have access to in ShowingTime. So you'll just log into your ShowingTime account, navigate to that offers tab, click submit offer, and that takes you to a listing search page. This is the most recent showings that will display, and you just can click right on the listing that you want to submit the offer for. So it's very easy, or you can search for a listing in the search bar above. Also note, you may see some listings that have a black tag on it, and that just means that the offer form is turned off for those listings. And in those cases, you would just follow up with the listing agent directly. So once you click into the offer form here, you'll be taken to a place where you can fill out the offer summary, add any comments, attach the documents before hitting the submit button. Up at the top, you'll note that this is the listing agent's offer instructions. So this is the first thing that the buyer's agent is going to see when they open up the offer form. So you just want to make sure that this is, most accurate and up to date. Next are the fields for the offer details. So here's where the buyer's agent fills out like the price, the earnest money deposit, financing type, financing amounts, concessions, closing date, the buyer's name, any contingencies. Also note that the buyer's agent's contact information automatically populates into this form, so they don't have to enter their own contact information. And they can also upload documents. So all those important documents that need to be added to the offer can be easily uploaded. And then there's an optional section here to add comments to the listing agent. And then you click submit. So it's pretty straightforward, easy form to fill out. Once you submit the offer, you'll get this confirmation pop-up that just lets you know that the offer has been sent and who the offer was sent to. Are there any questions regarding how offers are submitted? So again, I showed you can go through the MLS and through the schedule a showing button or through your ShowingTime account. Okay. So now we're going to look at the listing agent's point of view when the offer comes through on their end. The listing agent receives an offer notification of a new offer by email, text, or app notification. The notification types can be set in the listing agent's default preferences, which we're going to go into the agent profiles and look at their default preferences for Offer Manager a little bit later. But for now, the listing agent can click to view the offer. So they just click that orange button that says click to view offer. Or also, if they get this by text message, there's a link in the text message that they can click on and it opens up the same page. Once they click into the offer, it gives the listing agent easy access to all the important offer information, such as the offer summary, the buyer's agent's name, all the important documents. Also, it makes it super easy and streamlined because all the documents are right here in the offer for them. And they can click into any of those documents and view those documents on their mobile device. So it's really easy to read through every detail of the offer, even when they're on the go. Additionally, buyer's agents can be contacted quickly and conveniently by clicking on the contact button right here. Once the listing agent views the offer, the buyer's agent will get a notification that says the offer summary was viewed at this time and this date. So the buyer's agent gets this by email, text, or push notification, and this lets the buyer's agent know that for a fact their offer has been viewed by the listing agent. So this really helps eliminate any of that uncertainty from the buyer's agent side, like did they get the offer? Did it get stuck in email? What's going on? Because first they get the confirmation that it was sent, and then they get another confirmation that it was opened. Are there any questions regarding the new offer notifications to the listing agent or the read receipt notifications to the buyer's agent? Okay. So now we're going to walk through the different ways that listing agents can manage offers from the listing side. So this is also something that you're going to be able to do as an admin, is go in and use these tools. And then we're also going to look at how to communicate with buyer's agents through Offer Manager. So as mentioned previously, Offer Manager perfectly integrates into ShowingTime. All users have the offers tab within their ShowingTime account. From this section, you'll see an offer summary for each listing. The most recent offers will float to the top to ensure you don't miss any offers. We see here the top listing. There's 5 total offers and 4 are active. This means that the listing agent declined 1 offer, but still has 4 other offers that have not been accepted or declined. So now I want to bring your attention to the quick action buttons. These are really helpful and convenient tools for you. The first one here kind of looks like a paper airplane. This icon is a mass email feature for the listing. This allows you to send an email with a subject, body, and attachment, but you also can choose different email recipient groups. So the top option is emailing all contacts on the listing, which would be the listing agent, co-listing agent, and seller. You can also email all agents who have submitted an offer on this listing. And additionally, there's an option for all agents who have scheduled a showing on this listing. Agents may choose this to send out a notification that all highest and best offers are due by a certain date. The next icon is for the offer instructions. So these are the instructions that appear at the top of the offer form for this listing. And then also, so you can edit this is where you would go to edit the instructions for this particular listing. If an agent has the same instructions for all their listings, they can certainly set those default preferences in their profile. So basically they'd have like the same, they can put within their profile, they can set up their default instructions that would appear on every single listing. And then this is where you would go to update the offer instructions for any individual listing. And then the third icon here allows you to manually add an offer in case a buyer's agent sends an offer outside of the platform, or if there's a situation where the same agent represents both the buyer and seller. So this is the same offer form that we looked at before, but just note that there's a place here where you can choose the buyer's agent. So this just allows the user to input contact information on the buyer's agent's behalf. So this is the mobile summary view. So I'm kind of switching back and forth a little bit from the desktop view to the mobile view. This is the mobile summary view of the listing agent offers. There are 5 listings here. The top 2 are blue, which means there are active offers. The middle one here is green, which means there's an accepted offer. And then the bottom 2 are gray, which means there are no active offers. If you click into any one of these listings, and also one of the things that Greg and I figured out recently is that you do have administrative abilities with Offer Manager through the mobile app. So if that's something that you're using, you'll be able to do that. So if you click into one of the listings, it will open up the main page where you can see all the offers that have come in on that listing. From this page, you can manage and view all the offers for the listing and update the offer instructions. So the offer instructions is where you communicate to the buyer's agent and keep all the offer instructions up to date. So by clicking that pencil icon, you can go ahead and edit those offer instructions. Then below, agents will see all the offers with the most recent offer at the top. And you can see that there are 4 offers and 3 are active. So there's 2 ways that agents can update a buyer's agent on the status of an offer. The first way is to contact the buyer's agent directly. So let's say we sent these offers to our seller and the seller wants to decline the second offer down from Charles Peters. If the listing agent wants to call or text to Charles personally to let him know the offer is declined, they can click the contact button and his contact information will appear. The second way is to update the offer status. So you're just going to click on that listing, and then you'll see the option where you can change that to declined. By changing the offer status to declined, it will prompt the agent to notify Charles that his offer has been declined. If Charles was already notified, so if you did choose to contact him directly, you can click don't send here, but if a listing agent does want to send a notification, they can personalize the message and then click the send button. And then this is what that email looks like. This is a professionally formatted email letting him know that his buyer's offer has been declined with the listing agent's contact information at the bottom. So I just showed you the 2 ways to contact the buyer's agent to update them on an offer, but there are a couple of ways that you can do a mass email to the buyer's agents. So the first situation, let's say there's a situation where there's multiple offers that have come in on a listing, and you want to wait until one offer is accepted before you let all the other agents know that their offer was declined. We have a mass decline automation for this situation. So you would just simply select that the offer, select the listing for the offer that's been accepted. This one has the highest price, so the seller wants to accept it. So we'll click on the status and then click accepted here. Once the offer is updated to accepted, the user is prompted with a screen to confirm the accepted date, the purchase price, and the closing date. And then also note there are 3 selections below. These provide automatic notification options to the buyer's agent to let them know that the offer was accepted, to change all the other active offers to declined, and to notify those other buyer's agents that their offers have been declined. And then this is what that declined email to all the other buyer's agents would look like. The second way to communicate with the buyer's agent is to mass email them without changing the status. So you can see all the buyer's agent's contact information here. You would just click that little blue plus button, and then you see there's an option to notify all the agents. This will open up our mass emailer, and you can now choose the different recipient groups and personalize whatever message you'd like to send. And then again, this is what the buyer's agents will see when they get that personalized message. Are there any questions regarding how to manage offers from the listing side or how to communicate with the buyer's agents through Offer Manager? Okay, so now we're going to cover our side-by-side comparison report. And like I said, this is my favorite part of Offer Manager. So there's actually, under those quick action buttons that I showed you earlier, there's actually a 4th icon now. We did have a recent update that included that side-by-side report option here. So for any listing under the Offers tab, you'll see this little icon with the 2 arrows back and forth, and you can just click right on that to open up and create a comparison report. So when you click that button, the first thing you're going to want to do is click which fields you want to include in your comparison report. And then this is what the report would look like. You would also select the listings as well. So you select what you want to include in the report. You'll select the listings that should be included in the report, and then this is what the report looks like. And sellers love this report because it makes it so easy to see all their top offers side by side. And what's nice about this report is that it can be exported as an Excel file or a branded PDF file. It also includes the broker logo, an agent photograph at the top. It's easy to customize and add notes to the seller. And agents can do this really fast and easily from their phones as well. Are there any questions regarding the seller side-by-side comparison report? Okay. So the last thing we're going to look at here, we're moving along pretty quickly. The last thing we're going to look at is the offer activity report. So you are able to generate an offer activity report on any listing that's using Offer Manager. So the offer activity report includes all the details with regards to the offer process for your record keeping purposes. So it's going to show any changes that were made to the offer, when the offers were entered, any auto emails that were sent, mass emails that were sent, any status changes. So all those important details will be included right here in the offer activity report. And so you'll be able to generate an offer activity report on any listing from the offers tab. So you would just click into the offers tab, select the listing. And then once you click on the listing, you'll see that blue plus button. So you'll click on that, and that will give you the option to view the report. I also wanted to point out in this section, because I know that Jen had mentioned to point this out, for any listing, like all of your listings will be off by default. But if there's any listing that you want to turn Offer Manager on for, this is where you would go. So you go to your offers tab, click on the listing, and click on that little plus button, and then you'll see offer form on or off right here. So that will turn it on.
That's probably one of the biggest questions you guys are going to get is, how do I turn it on? Or if they get uncomfortable with it or a little overwhelmed, maybe how do I turn it off? So definitely good for you guys to kind of note and be able to help them with that as they get used to it for the first couple times.
Yeah, so all the listings will be off. And then, if an agent just wants to start with one listing and see how it goes, that's what they would do. They would go to their offers tab, or you can help them with that. Go to the offers tab, click on the listing, and then you'll see that on off option here, right from that blue plus button or icon. Okay, sorry, there is one more thing we're going to go through. We're going to go through the default settings for Offer Manager in the agent profile. So agents want to be logged into their ShowingTime account. They can do this either like from the mobile app or from their desktop accounts. And they'll want to click on their profile button and then scroll down to the listing agent offer preferences section. So that's their profile button. And then it's the listing agent offer preferences section. This is where all their default settings for Offer Manager are located. It's a good idea for the agents to go into their profiles and update their settings and just make sure in general that everything is correct. But then especially since Offer Manager is going to be launching soon, it's important for the agents to make sure that all their default preferences here in this section are correct. So the first button is where agents are going to turn Offer Manager for all their listings at once. So this may not be something, this is going to be set to no by default. But if an agent does really love Offer Manager and they want this on for all of their listings, this is where they can go in and switch it and turn it on for all their listings at one time. Oops. Or if for some reason they want it, they changed it to yes and they want to change it back to no. The next setting is for notifications of new offers. So agents can choose to receive notifications of new offers, or they can select to not receive notifications of new offers. And you'll see that the option is there for both the listing agent and co-listing agent. The next section is choosing how they would like to receive notifications of new offers. So the options include email, text, and push notification. Push notification is through the app. So, and then this next section is like, if an agent has an assistant or perhaps like an offer specific email address that they would like to use, they can add that email address here to receive an email with all the offer details and attachments. And then this button is where you can select if you would like to be prompted to notify the buyer's agent when the status of the offer changes. So when the status changes to either accepted or declined, a prompt can pop up prompting the agent to send a notification to them. And then the last section is the offer instructions. So I've mentioned this a couple of times. These are the instructions that appear at the top of the offer form. And agents can set the default, their default offer instructions right here in their profile. So then these would be the instructions that would appear on new listings, but then they can go change it on the individual listing as well. So for an example, the agent might include notes on all the needed documents, any certain timeframes that they should be aware of, or any other important information that should be included. An example might be, thank you for your interest. Please submit pre-approval and agency disclosure with all offers. Allow 48 hours to get back to you, etc. It may include like a direct phone number. And then this shows you where the offer instructions appear on the offer form here. I also wanted to point out that you can disable offer notifications on any particular listing. So this is the listing worksheet where all the showing instructions are. You would just simply click that little pencil icon, and it allows you to edit the contact information for that account. And you can change this setting here, send new offer notifications from yes to no. So this is more like a situation if there's like multiple agents that are managing this listing, and maybe one agent wants to see the offers, but another agent doesn't. So you can disable that for one of the contacts if needed. And then also note that sellers do not get the offers directly by default, but you can enable offers to be sent to the seller automatically here as well. So you could click into their profile, their contact information on the listing, and update it so that they receive new offer information automatically. All right, so for agents, what I would recommend that they do is make sure that they have the mobile app installed. And that's what I'm going to tell agents, because it's just going to make it that much easier for them to manage their offers on the go if they have the mobile app installed. And then the other thing that we recommend is that for any listings where Offer Manager is enabled, it's recommended to add a text similar to this in the MLS agent remarks. So this just helps all buyers agents new to Offer Manager know that they can easily submit an offer and give them instructions on how to do so. And then I've got some technical support. So I wanted to log into the demo account just to show you what this looks like live in my demo account. So are there any questions before I do that? I'm going to pause my screen. Did I do that right? Here we go. All right, so you should see my demo account right now. And you'll see this is the offers tab. This is the tab that you'll have. And you're going to have this section here where it says staff and manager, our listings and offers we've submitted. So to manage offers on your listings that you manage in ShowingTime now, but now you would just click our listings. And it brings you to this listing summary, and you see these quick action buttons here. So this button is to submit a new offer. So if you're going to put an offer in on a listing, this one is to do the email blast. So if you want to send an email blast out on this listing, this one allows you to update the offer instructions. And this one is your offer side-by-side comparison. So if I click into the listing, I have some of those same options where I can edit those offer instructions. I can pull a side-by-side comparison report. I can do the email blast. And I can see sort of like a timeline of what's happened with offers on this listing below here. And then, oop, and I kind of got something there. Here's that little plus button that you can click on. And this is where you have the on-off form. You can pull that offer activity report, another place to put in a new offer or do an email blast. So it's pretty straightforward and like intuitive once you get logged in here as to like where to go and see like what you need to do. Are there any questions about what it looks like, or is there anything that you're wondering, how do I do this once I get logged in? All right, so I think that actually that does conclude all the training material that I had for you on Offer Manager. Any last questions?
Okay, I will send out the recording so you guys have it if you want to rewatch it or even play around and rewatch just certain pieces of it. And if you come up with any questions over the next couple days, please send them to me directly and I'll work with Sarah to make sure we get all of those answered. Okay,
All right.
thank you, Sarah.
Oh, you're welcome. Have a good day, everyone.